Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be covering welcome messages and default replies. Now with that in mind, let's jump straight into the computer. Great, so now we're here in Chatbot Builder. The first thing I want to do is create a welcome message. And so pretty much what a welcome message is, when someone goes onto your Facebook business page and they click on the messaging button, and then there's a little button that says started or get started. When they click on that, the welcome message is the first message that appears. And then after that, once they send a message, it is the default reply that jumps into action. So in the welcome message, you can have all sorts of things included. You can have GIFs, you can have images of the business, you can have a tailored message. You can also include certain get user data nodes, which would collect their email address or their phone number in case that the user would like to sign up for like a VIP kind of thing where they would get occasional promotion messages or emails on the product or services. Anyways, without going further into that, let's just create the welcome message. I want to make a really simple one today, and then as time goes on, you can add to that. It's just the foundation that we're pretty much creating today. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is click on add, and I'll name this one just welcome. That's fine. Great. So you're already here with an empty block. The first thing I want to do for my welcome message, first of all, let's try and see what kind of niche are we taking today. I'm gonna go with a dental niche. So for that, I'm gonna do an image, and then a text at the bottom here. So with that, let me just click on this and say create a dental a chatbot knowledge base for a dental clinic. Let's see if it gives to me in text or in code. Okay, it's good. That's fine. That's looking good. Okay, so pretty much it's giving me very vague information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply just say make up info that is missing and add it to the above. Anyway, so let's just copy this information, head on over to here, and we want to get also a image wise. Let's say dental image. I'm gonna use, this is really good. You can simply just get the image link, copy image address, head on here. There we go. Perfect. And then right here we can say welcome. No, and this is most likely for Facebook. So we'll say welcome, and then use the first name to, what kind of dental is this? This is the Bright Smile Dental Clinic. Yeah, to Bright Smile Dental Clinic. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Great. And that is pretty much the most basic welcome message done. You can add little things here. For example, add content, get user data, where you would collect, their email address, their phone number, all sorts of things. But for this tutorial, we're just going to keep it really simple. This is the welcome message. And if we preview this, publish and preview, let's have a look at that. Wonderful. So because I'm not using Facebook or anything, it won't use my first name. You can obviously add a lot more in this. You can add a better picture. The option is yours. You can choose and decide how you do that. Now, with the welcome message now completed, we want to create the default reply. And this is the easiest way to say this. The default reply is the brain of the entire chatbot. It's where the chatbot gets all of the information from. And it's very important that you set this up correctly. There are a few tricky things that you need to be sure to take off when doing this for your first time. But with that in mind, let's jump straight into that and I'll show you everything you need to know. So let's go with default dental, right? So we're just creating the flow now. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab actions, OpenAI. That's going to be the first thing. And then not image, text. We want text. So click on OpenAI and then click on generate text. Select your model. And then on the business information, we have already created all this, but pretty much the way you would do it is you would take all of the information of the business, of either your business or your client's business, and then you would put it into ChatGPT and say pretty much summarize this as a chatbot knowledge base, or create a chatbot knowledge base with this given information, and then simply copy that and then paste it in there. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy all of this information right here, and we're going to paste it. We can remove this for now. We're going to paste it in the business information section. Now, for save response to a custom field, you can either add your new ones, you can create one, or you can click on AI output. There's a drop-down of different selections that are already made for you. So in short, pretty much the AI output is where the response from OpenAI is saved. So for example, this information right here on the business information is the brain. And then when someone messages the chatbot asking a question, it sends all of this to OpenAI, and then OpenAI's response comes and gets saved into the AI output section here, right? Or whatever it is that you select for as the custom field. Now we can click continue, and then, oops. Let's move on. We can click continue, and then right here, we would select that AI output, right? The custom field that we have saved the response in is what's going to be entered here in the text section. So this is pretty much the response that the user would see, right? So if I wrote here, you're a dog, then the user would see a message saying you're a dog. But since I'm using the custom field AI output, whatever is stored in here coming in from OpenAI is being presented to the user through this, if that makes sense. Anyways, moving forward, this is our default reply. It's quite a simple setup. It can be a lot more complex. You can have all sorts of things linked to it. But for this example, we're going to have a single block. This is an absolute basic guide for a default reply. Now let's publish this and let's preview this. Oh, before we preview it, this is now where we have to go through those little settings to make sure it all works perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is we want to head on over to settings right here in the left-hand corner. And we want to make sure that under general, the default reply selected is the one that we just set up, which is the default dental. Now make sure you click on save in the top right-hand corner. Now head on over to integrations, scroll down to OpenAI ChatGPT, and make sure that the default reply here is turned off. The reason for this is when it's turned on, the chatbot will pull all of the information from this section right here, where it says OpenAI ChatGPT. If you click on edit, you can see that this also has a business information prompt section. So for example, if we were now to demo the bot with the button not turned off, and this being the place where it's pulling all information from, it's only going to respond as this. You are ChatGPT, so it will respond as ChatGPT. And you'll be thinking to yourself, why is it not responding to the default reply that I set up, in my flow? So by turning this little button right here off and clicking on save, it now pulls the default reply from the general default reply flow that you have set up. If, however, you want to set up your entire prompt in this section right here where it says OpenAI ChatGPT, you can turn this back on, click on save, and that's what it will do. But for this example, we'll keep it turned off. Great. So now let's head on back into flows and demo this default reply. Let's start off with the welcome message. Yeah? So click on welcome, click on publish, just to be sure everything is all good. Click on preview, click on web chat. We can just leave it the way it is. Bam, we got that. And then now we can say, what is this business about. Now it shouldn't reply with the I'm an OpenAI. It's responding with Bright Smile Dental Clinic is a comprehensive dental care facility offering a range of services. As you can see, the default reply works as intended. If you have any issues with setting up your default reply. Now, before I continue with it, sorry. So pretty much what happened here is when we preview the welcome message is the first thing that shows. The moment a user sends the next message, the default reply kicks in automatically. So there's nothing you have to do there. If you, however, want to trigger different flows, you have to set it up in the default reply section. We can make more in-detail videos on that in a different part. But for this example right here, we're just going to focus on this. So if you're having any difficulties with setting up your default reply or something is not working, you're not getting a response or anything, one thing that you can do besides heading over to the community and pinging the support guys is you can head on over to Flows. This is like a self-help kind of problem-solving exercise. You make sure you're on Flows and you head on over to the error log. You click on the error log, and this is where you would see any of the issues, anything at all. Now, it's usually quite straightforward. It says, the tokens that you're allowed to use is 4,000 something, but the request is 10,000 tokens. So, you know that you need to shorten your responses or shorten your prompt. But yes, if you see something that doesn't quite make sense to you, head on over to the Discord channel help section and just, ping the support, and you can just, paste the screenshot of that and just say, hey, I don't quite know what's going on. Can someone help me? And our guys are top-notch quality and they'll get to it. Now, please keep in mind that they have, countless incoming messages. So if they're a little bit delayed, please forgive them. They are doing the absolute best. And it is our absolute mission to make sure that you are happy, satisfied, and all of your questions are being answered. And with that, we've completed the welcome message and default reply tutorial. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And with that, I'm out.